everybody, what's up? It's me, your girl Ladosha. It's cold outside, not quite as cold as it could be, but the hawk is out, the snow ain't on the ground, and folks, I think they will come into Party Town. Welcome to another lovely episode of What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon about, guess what, winter and hair care. I will. It is me, your girl Ladosha, the author of What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, here to bring to you live and direct some wonderful winter hair care tips. So what I did was I came in full garb because it's cold outside, it's snowing, and so what I want to do today is to debunk some of those myths about winter and hair care. So before we get started, what we would like for everyone to do is to, of course, hit those heart buttons, because that's how everyone will know that we are live and direct here in Cleveland Heights, Ohio at the Reverend's Design Team. If you're on YouTube, you want to subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell button so every time I put up a video, you will know that I am dropping another bomb about hair care. And if you're on Instagram or all the other stuff, you can just hit the heart button. I wish we could hit those heart buttons more than once, because some people really put out some wonderful information and some cute pictures. But for now, you know, just hit the heart button, hit the like button, and go and so on and so forth. As today we break down what they don't tell you at the hair salon about winter and hair care. I see my BFF in the house. As you can see, I'm representing Africa. Okay, so it's cold here in Cleveland. Not as cold as it can get, so I'm just going to debunk these three most common myths that I hear about winter and hair, and then we're going to offer you some wonderful, simple and affordable solutions. So let's get started. So the top three things that I hear about winter and hair is that hats, hoods, and I did bring a scarf or a shawl, that these are the things that makes your hair come out. So people feel like when they wear hats or scarves, and they feel like when they put things around their necks or they put things on their heads, that's what's going to happen, is that you're not going to be able to have the hair that you want. And so what I want to tell you is that none of that is true. So let's start off with, voila, the hat. Now, by the way, if you're like, Ladosha, I have to have the hat, I'm going to tell you that you're going to have to go on over to Red Pill, Blue Pill over in New York City, because this is where I got the hat from, and I think you can follow them over on Sonetta TV. They have their own channel, so you can rock them. You can also check out my homeboys over at the Amin Ra Squad, and they have this type of material, these types of wear. I think it's called Abju wear or something. And then also, Chill, put down where I got this. I am Africa, it's in my DNA. So my BFF, he represented and got this for me. So this is where you can get all of your conscious, or whatever you want to call it, information from, clothes or gear from, is that you can go to Red Pill, Blue Pill. You can check out the homeboys over at the Amin Ra Squad. And then Chill is going to put down where I got this actual t-shirt from. So here we go. So someone just put on, it's the winter, she gave up. She just do a protective style and braid it up, and she keeps it 100. You could do that, okay? So here's the things that people are concerned about when it's cold outside. It's that, number one, snow is wet. Duh, okay? Two, sometimes it actually rains in the winter. Three, sometimes you get an actual mix of rain and snow. And then let's not forget the actual wind. So I have my hair all wrapped up, because if you are going to go out into the elements, one of the things that you don't want to do is have your hair hanging out. Because if you do, when the snow hits it, I don't care if you have braids, I don't care if you have a weave, once the hair is wet, all bets are off. So I wrapped my hair up just to show you that you can. This is a good old-fashioned skull cap. So we're going to break down the three myths, starting with hats. So when it comes to hats, number one, winter does not cause your hair to fall fall out. I don't know what type of scientific evidence, or I don't know where they're getting this stuff from, that winter makes your hair come out, and that, you know, something happens to our hair in the winter. If anything, in the winter, nothing is growing. And so you may see a difference, that your hair may not be growing as much, because everything is chill in the winter, you know what I'm saying? But for the record, hair is growing all day, every day, 365 days a year. It never stops unless you have a disorder where your hair is not growing. So even in the winter months, you will still see hair growth, okay? As far as, Ladosha, I don't care what you say, in the winter, my hair comes out. So pipe down. So here's what we're actually knowing for sure, is that number one, friction. So when you're wearing clothes or materials or fabrics, like, you know, anything that's knit, you're going to have friction taking place. So you do want to put a wrap scarf. I put a wrap scarf on. I'm going to take this down in a minute to help reduce the friction from the fabrics onto your hair. This is cotton. I also have a turtleneck on. That's right, when it's cold outside, I am not that cute. I'm like everybody else. I live in Cleveland. It gets cold. The hawk is out, so I don't want my neck out. But don't be concerned about fabrics and turtlenecks rubbing out your hair, because you just have a lot of friction going on, and we're going to talk about how to reduce that friction. Thank you so much, Chill, about where you can get the hoodie from, okay? So that's one, you got friction. Number two, the other thing that's taking place in the winter is diet changes. We know for sure that when it's cold outside, people have a tendency to want to drink a lot more hot cocoa. They want to go to your coffee shops and get your frappuccinos, mochachados, and all this stuff that I don't even drink. And what's going to happen is you're decreasing your water intake. So in the winter time, as much in the summer, continue to drink water, okay? The number one culprit to 90% of all of the hair care problems that I see as a licensed professional is that people are dehydrated. They're carrying the water around, but they're not really, you know, consuming all of it. So make sure that you are drinking ample supply of water. In theory, you should be drinking half your weight in ounces. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor, so I can't say how true that is. I'm just going off of what I read. And I do drink a lot of water. I keep it at my station, so I can testify personally that water is just like the bomb. You need to drink a lot of water. That's number two. So number three, you want to make sure you keep your nutritional intake. You know, that's high quality. When it's cold outside, we want to go to our heavier foods. You know, we want the greens, we want some dressing, you know, we want some plantains. We want to go a little bit heavier, you know, on our foods, and that's okay. But let's just pick and choose to keep a lot of raw foods and whole foods or blanched vegetables in our diets, because remember, it's your blood that's going to supply the nourishment, and the water is going to help that cellular communication take place. So it's not the actual cold weather, it's the things that we're doing in the wintertime that's affecting the blood flow. So in the winter, a lot of people will become more sedentary. They get off work, they can't wait to go home, to get under the covers, snuggle up with their boo thing, you know, and so, you know, babies get mad, you know what I'm talking about, okay? So, yeah, so that has more to do with why you see a lot of changes in your hair in the winter, and because it happens so drastically. And so as soon as it gets cold, people just pull back. They don't party as much. You know, like, I'm not going to put my heels on and go outside, or, you know, I don't like layering up, or I don't want to mess up my hair. So we're not as active. And it happens as soon as the weather takes place. So the top three things that we see that's a culprit to hair concerns. Number one is friction from wearing fabrics and not combing your hair and not washing. We're going to talk about that. Number two, water intake. It is imperative. Please continue to drink some water, not wine. And don't put those little sugary, you know, those little sweetener things. No, drink water. Any exercise people in the house, all my exercise physiologists, all my exercise, my workout people, come on, put at the bottom of the screen that you need to drink water just as much in the winter as you do in the summer. If you're like, I don't like it cold, you could do room temperature. You don't have to necessarily put ice cubes in it, but please, please, please drink your water, your nutritional intake. Continue to eat more whole foods. Don't do a lot of heavier foods because your body is going to use those enzymes. And your enzymes, remember, that's how we fight off a lot of the germs. So the more processed foods you eat, you know what's going to happen. Y'all going to get sick. So I'm trying to tell you, don't blame it on the winter, okay? Don't blame it on the rain. All right, so you got to make sure that you're eating properly, all right? So those are the top 3 things, all right? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the solutions. So when it comes to wearing hats, I'm a firm believer. Now, again, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. I'm just a regular, everyday homegirl representing, the motherland. You see what I'm saying? And I know for sure that your body heat escapes through your head. Okay, so when you were a kid, you were growing up, your mom were like, don't you go outside without putting a hat on your head. So for all the ladies and men out here who are like, if I put a hat on my hair, it's going to mess it up. If I put a hat on my brush waves, they ain't going to be popping. My fade going to get a little fuzzy. Let me tell you something. For all the money that you spend on your hair, if you can't put a hat on your head and take it off and your hair looks nice, you need to come check me out and my barber here at the Reverend Society team located in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, because we most definitely, we style hair that people can live in. So I'm a hairstylist. It's cold outside. I live in an inclement weather. Cleveland, it could be hot, it could be cold. Yesterday it was like 56. Friday it was close to 60 degrees. Today it's cold, it's snowing, and the temperature is starting to drop. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not that cute. I am 100%, as this hoodie is saying, it's in my DNA. I am Africa and I like heat. I don't know if that's a myth or not, but I'm not one for this cold. So I have a hat on my head. And so what I did was I actually wrapped my hair up. Now you want to use a satin cap. So this is a shameless plug. And so we sell these here, but you can order them online. But these satin caps are great at reducing friction. So the number one problem that you see with your hair when you're talking about those edges is that when you take a fabric like something that's knit like this, it's going to rub against. What's happening is the fabrics are rubbing the oil out of your hair. If you're wearing those cotton bandanas, if you're wearing those cotton scarves or those really expensive, shawls, and you're turning them into scarves, those materials are super duper absorbent. So they will naturally soak the oil up along with the sweat. They will take the product out of the hair. If you use a satin, not silk, satin, because silk doesn't allow the hair, to breathe. So silk will hold the style, but it will also hold the sweat. Satin is cheap. It's affordable. You got some satin pillowcases at home, some pajamas, your boyfriend, you mad at him, cut them up, put them on your head, or you can just buy these. You can come here, or you can buy this online. I'll put this information, I'll take a picture of it. So you want to wrap your hair up before you put your things on. So I know what you're going to say is that when I wrap my hair, now someone put on here, my girl Yvette, who I love so much, she said, I don't want to be bothered. I just braid my hair. You could do that too, but you still want to protect your braids so you don't get them all fuzzy. So you want to tie your braids down if that's something that you have to do, or you can wrap your hair. So my hair is all wrapped up. I'm back in the salon. And so when I go back out, guess what? I'm going to wrap my hair back up. So I know you're like, well, what if you have a hot date? Put the wrap on, go in the bathroom, and comb your hair down, and then here you go. So I like to do things in real life. And so people will be like, but then you'll start to see hair coming out. That's normal. Hair is growing all day, every day. So you want to see some hair coming out. Now you should not see a whole clump of hair, and it doesn't matter what your nationality is. All people can do this to their hair, because I guarantee you, if you just put this hood on your hair and that wind blows, then guess what? All of this is either going to be wet. If you have straight hair, I have afro hair, and I'm promising you, this will be an afro. It might not be turning into an afro while I'm outside in the snow, but by the time I get home and go to bed, this hair will have been, it will have reverted. So as you can see, this is a great cut. My cut is by Dr. Spritz. And my undercut over here is by my barber, School. So School is in the house representing the undercut. And so this is how you can take care of your hair. But your hair is trained. Trying to train hair is like trying to train a cat. You cannot train hair, but what you can do is comb it. Holla at your girl. You see what I'm saying? This is what we do. And so for all the people who are like, no, I don't want to comb my hair, because if you comb your hair is going to come out. Listen, people, we are from Africa. And what you have to, and this is all people, not just people with my complexion, the whole entire world, Africans, people, the planet. This is not bad news. This is good news. And did you know that some of the oldest artifacts that they find, it wasn't just sarcophaguses and ankhs and so on and so forth. They actually found combs that look like these. These are not combs for the people of the African diaspora, okay? These are for combs of the people of the African diaspora who wants to style their hair. You see that? So this is a styling comb. This is not, now back in ancient Egypt, they didn't have layers and all this stuff. So we have evolved since the day of yore, okay? So these are, I'm not anti, rake combs, but do not comb your hair out with this comb, especially if you have texture, because this is when you're gonna blame it on the winter. The winter is not the issue, it is the comb. The more you comb your hair, you're going to keep the hair from responding to the climate. The climate being the temperature in this salon, the climate being the climate in your car, the climate being the climate over the stove while you're cooking, the climate being the climate while you're making love or kissing, the climate being the climate, of course, when you go outside. So hair is always responding to the climate. Let me just pause for a minute. I cannot thank you guys enough for the love that you are showing me today right here on this social media. Oh, I gotta hold on. I see Chris Blue on my feed, who's, by the way, you're in my book, Chris Blue. That's right, you are in my book. No. I got Chris Blue. Okay, I had to just come on over here. All right, so when Chris Blue come on, I get a little excited because, I admire him so much. All right, okay, back to normal. All right, so here we go. Do not blame the weather on your hair. You're going to actually need to comb your hair. So if you see little hair falling out, remember that's normal. People walk up to me and they're like, you got a little hair. I say, girl, brush it off, Go on and brush your hair off. Don't act a fool because you see some hair on your clothes. It doesn't mean that you're going bald. It's natural, like farting, nose running, eye boogers, plaque on your teeth. So shedding hair is very normal. No, it doesn't look aesthetically as cute, but just say thank you and just go ahead on and brush it off. If the hair is heavily soiled, you're gonna see a lot more hair come out. So during the winter months, people have a tendency to not get wet as often. It makes sense because it is cold outside. So maybe you're not going to take a shower every day. That's okay. It's okay. As long as you wash the funky parts, it's all good. But you just have to understand, the longer you go without it, your scalp is a microbial habitat, just like your mouth, your ears, your vagina, your armpits, your everything. So you have to keep this stuff clean. And so again, when I did the research for my book, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, these were some of the wonderful, fascinating facts that I learned about the history of our ancestors. They shaved everything off. They wasn't quite combing the hair so much because it was hot, you know, and they wanted to be flat. I don't know if y'all check out some of them hieroglyphs, but you know, our ancient ancestors, they was like building pyramids on fleek. Now we know they didn't really look like that building the pyramids, but the concept of excellence and being attractive is definitely what they were trying to convey. And so I stand before you today as a descendant from Africa to say that what our ancestors left behind for us is very true, and you can see this on my hair today. And for people who are saying, but they wasn't straightening hair back in ancient Africa, yes, they were. They were not using flat irons, but they do have artifacts of actual curling irons, and they did smooth out hair in ancient Africa. They just didn't plug it in. So all that cultural appropriation and all that, you guys got to cut this stuff out and learn your history. And as my homeboy Chill would say, don't cook it up, look it up. I couldn't wait to get that in. All right, so next up we have the hat. All right, so we're going to go into some hats. So you can always use hats with liners in them. Now notice the lining of this hat is just like the lining in this. It's some cheap satin. So this right here is an ushanka. So I'm representing my folks from Russia. So now when it's cold and windy outside and it's not snowing, you can rock a hat like this and the wind will not mess up your hair, okay? You could just put this on to keep the body heat from escaping. If you are a heavy sweater, don't do this, okay, man? No, man. It's my Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, okay? We come to pump you up, okay? So heavy sweaters are gonna have a hard time wearing hats because when they sweat a lot and they take this stuff off, they're gonna have an issue. So if you are a heavy sweater, like I'm talking about, you just pour down, forget the private summer. Some people, they're just naturally, they just sweat a lot. So the answer for you would be scarf power. So here is where your shawls come into play. So you can still put this on top of your head and then you can, voila. Where's our homeboy? You know what's up? What's paid in full? Okay, all right. So if you are a heavy sweater, I recommend that you do something like this, because once you get in your car, you get inside the store, you come inside the house, you can quickly take this off, and then guess what? You're not so wet. But if you're a sweater, you're still gonna be sweaty. So no problem. Don't spaz out because you're sweating. Remember, you have to keep combing your hair. I know it's going to seem vain, and I know many of us were brought up, don't comb your hair, stop combing your hair. Listen, combing your hair is like brushing your teeth, okay? So you need to comb your hair. So if you're a heavy sweater, if you just finished working out and you had your hat on, you had your scarf, wait till you dry, you know, okay? And then you comb your hair down. And if you have a great hairstylist like Chris Blue on your head, then Chris Blue can vouch that his hairstyles are life proof. Now, once the hair is not clean, then Chris cannot vouch for that. So as long as your hair is clean, stylists like Chris Blue and myself and Victoria, I saw Tiana, I saw some wonderful hairstylists on the feed. They can tell you that clean hair will pop back, provided you have a banging haircut. Y'all better call Chris Blue. Okay, next up, we have oil. Now remember, we talked about friction. So to reduce friction, you're going to need a little oil, not leave-in conditioners. Please do not use a cream because creams are water-based, okay? So do not use a cream. Do not use hair lotions and things of that nature. And it's cold outside. And I don't know about you guys, but Cleveland can get very Arctic. So just because you have oil in it, if you're sitting in your car, you're gonna walk outside, I guarantee you, you're going to get ice crystals on your head. So do not use anything that's water-based, just for all practical intents and purposes, if you're going to be in and out. So if you're going to be shoveling snow, if you're going to be, catching the bus, or you're going to be on the subway, or if you're going to be, in and out of the car, then you do not want to use creams. But say you're just going to go from here to work, no problem. You're going to go back home, no problem. But if you're out in the elements, do not use cream. Instead, you want to use oils. So you can make your own oil. This is what I have. This is the Wright hair oil. You can make your own. Only use about 3. Now don't go mixing 500 oils. And please do not use coconut oil or shea butter because it's cold. And so once you do that and you go out into this cold weather, you're going to find out just how cocoa and how shea them butters really is. Okay, I know I should have said are, but is. So those products are not for what you think they are. You can enhance a little bit of your product by using the butters, just a little bit. But in cold climates, if you slap, shea butter and coconut oil on your hair, I promise you, you're going to have HE double hockey sticks trying to get that stuff out your hair, especially if you have afro hair. My hair is straightened out, but like I said, once I wet it, I guarantee you, I'm African. Very African, okay? So this is just a lot of heat, so don't worry about that, okay? So shea butters, cocoa butters, your avocado oils, those very rich, dense oils, put them on your feet, put them on your buttocks, rub that, slap it up, flip it up, rub it down. That's a good time, if you got a big badunk or a flat one, it's okay. So go ahead on and use a whole lot of shea butter, coconut, and avocado oils, those very heavy oils. Put them on your body, your elbows. You'll have much better results than if you put them on your hair. And please don't curse me out, guys. This is a scientific fact. So, and it's just, for all, again, practical intents and purposes, it's very difficult to wash that stuff out of your hair. And most shampoos are not formulated, even black soap is not formulated to wash that stuff out the hair, considering a lot of people, most people of African ancestry are waiting to shampoo their hair every 2 weeks, which I wish we would not do that, but I understand, people, it's a practice, so it's okay. You're not going to go bald or anything, but it's very difficult to cleanse out of the hair. So put those products on your body. Instead, use the light oil. This is a sunflower seed, grape seed, and rosemary. If you're like, girl, I ain't got time for that, I'll feel you. Ain't nothing like some good old-fashioned Acid Plus, okay? So you just spray this on your hair. Now, I like Sheen's better because you can separate your hair and get it directly on the scalp, okay? So you can use your favorite one if you like. I don't like aerosol because it's killing the ozone layer. I'm sorry, okay? All right. So if you don't want to kill the ozone layer, never fear, Design Essentials or a product like this one is here. This is a non-aerosol air spray oil sheen, and it will not hurt the ozone layer. Now, I'm not saying that Iso Plus does, but it is true that some aerosols, they do hurt the ozone layer. So if you're just eco-friendly, no problem, represent, do what you need to do, okay? And you can also use the liquid one. Now, these are a lot heavier. Let me spray them, see how heavy that is. So if you don't want a lot of greasy hair, then don't use this. But if you want to have some Malia, this is the LIRAH, okay? Then by all means, go ahead and go with your heavier ones, all right? Okay, another hat, the good old-fashioned skull cap, all right? That's right, that's King Tut up here representing, I'm telling y'all. So skull caps for all my brothers out here with the brush waves, all my sisters out here with the low cuts, the high top fades, everybody rocking those naughty dreads and so on and so forth. Cool beans, no problem. The good old-fashioned skull cap will help you keep that textured look, and it will make sure your hair stays nice and knotty, your locks and everything stay nice and tight, and it's not super absorbent. It will, keep the sweat away from the scalp, and it will take off some of the oil. Unlike this one is all knit. So this one is going to take some oils out. So if you're concerned about your hairline, then you probably want to go with a good old-fashioned skull cap, because a skull cap has a tighter knit as opposed to, a knitted hat. So you know, that's just how it is, okay? So you can also rock the skull cap, all right? And so if you're wondering where I got this from, I got this out of the ATL. You can do cool things with this, you know, if you want to, you know, get your little pimp status on for life, or like me, I ain't got time to be cute. Y'all know that's King Tut up underneath there, okay? All right, so you can do whatever you want to do, but hats are okay. And then last but not least, if you're a Parker person, you know, your Parker's in the house, Mr. Parker, you know, these are wonderful hats because they don't allow the water to actually get onto the hat. So this has that Parker, you know, material on the outside. This is unisex. If you don't like the ball, it detaches. You can take this off. So this way, if it starts just a little misty, not too much snowing like flurries, you can get away with this. If that snow is wet, if the hawk is out, if the wind is blowing, you're going to have to wrap your hair back up. So for those of you who are saying, I don't think I can do that. Yes, you can. So I'm going to be signing off in a few minutes. And when you wrap your hair, all you have to do is just comb it straight down. Now remember, the reason why this hair is performing so well is because I have a great haircut. A haircut is essential to management and maintenance of the hair, and that's why I keep pumping Chris Blue, okay? So I am not a master cutter, but I was trained by Chris Blue, and I can tell you that my career is exponentially better, and as you can see, this is wrapping around because it has a great cut. Make sure you're sectioning this off. And anybody, any race, you know, all people, you know, any nationality, you can do this on your children. Again, if you have braids, just put your braids up and you're going to tie it down, okay? And so here we are again. Now notice I am wrapping my hair to the shape of my head. Do not do this. You're going to pull your hair out. So follow the shape, all right? So there we have it. The hair is nice and wrapped back up. And then I have my good old-fashioned scarf. So I'm going to tie my hair back down. Now, if I can do this, you can do this. And all like, I ain't going to look cute. Girl, you going to look cute. You know, he ain't looking at that no kind of way, all right? So go ahead on, and you're going to tie this back up. You see that? There it is. And I like these because they will hold the hair, the scarf on nice and secure. Regular scarves have a tendency to just come off. But these type of scarves, you can tie them down, and then guess what? You can put your hat back on. I'm going to rock the King Tut. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to go back and try something a little. Now, that don't match. I don't think so. Okay. All right. How about the Ushanka, okay? Russia and Africa. We're going to go ahead on and put some Putin and some Africa. All right. You see that? So that's what they don't tell you at the hair salon about winter and hair care. Don't believe the hype. But if it's real cold, that's right. You got to put the hood on for a little bit extra protection. And then you can put your scarf around, go outside, go skiing, go play in the snow, throw some snowball. Don't y'all hit me with no snowball, because I'm telling you, I will fight you over a snowball. That's right, Mike Booker. I'm talking about you. Don't you hit me with no snowball. So here you go. It's just that simple. The winter does not cause any damage on your hair, so don't believe the hype. The top four things, the hair, hats, hood, and scarves, perfectly okay. What you want to do is to wrap your hair, and you're going to use, I'm looking for my little prop here. Hold on 1 second here. Okay, so you're going to use your head wrap, okay? And then you definitely want to keep a comb. You can keep these combs in your purse. They fit in your bra, you know. Back pocket on my brother's a brush if you want to brush your hair. Voila! Use a board brush if you're anti-pork. Go ahead on and rock the porcupine. Do not use nylon brushes. Nylons are good for holding in fat and pantyhose, you know what I'm saying? So do not use nylon brushes. Use a good old-fashioned board. If you're anti-swine, you can go ahead on and go with the porcupine brush and a comb. So sisters and brothers on low cuts, you're going to use these. Everybody else, you're going to use this. And then if you have a hairstyle, then you can come back behind it with your rake comb and you can rock your style and you won't have any problem, all right? All right, so we have that. Also wrapping up, make sure you drink lots and lots of water. Do not be afraid to drink water. If it's like, it's too cold outside, leave it in your car. Room temperature. I'm not a big fan of putting those sweeteners in there, but if you just must, go on ahead. But exercise people, doctors, nurses, please tell people, drink water, okay? Don't forget to eat. Don't forget to exercise. Blood flow. This will keep your hair flowing, whether it's 40 below. Chill, what's up? 40 below, you like that? Okay, so it could be 40 below, or it could be 10 below, or just a good old-fashioned hefty 36 degrees outside. You're going to be perfectly fine. Make sure you exercise. Also, please use oils onto your hair to help reduce the friction, because that is more likely what you're dealing with more than anything is friction. If you are a heavy sweater, you're going to definitely use a wrap on top of your head versus a hat, because you're going to cause more sweat and you're going to compromise your hairstyles. If you're wearing braids and locks, you want to cover those up just so they won't be wet, and it'll reduce the fuzz on it. Remember, subscribe to our channel here. Please share this video so that we can stop some of the ignorance that's hurting a lot of people. People spending a lot of money, people selling all this crap about anti-winter. You know, we do have a special here at the hair salon where we're using oils and creams to help reduce the friction. You could do that at home. You're just going to apply your conditioner to your hair, or your oil to your hair before you shampoo it, to reduce the friction. And just so you know, because the hats and the scarves, they will draw the moisture, and they will absorb the oil that you apply. They will take it out of the hair over a period of time. Make sure you are washing your hair once to twice a week. That every 2-week thing, I don't know about that, but if you just must, do your thing. It'll make me no difference. But to have better performance out of your hair, all people, regardless your ethnicity, please keep your hair clean. Please keep your hair calm. You can visit me on the web. I do have a blog called Ask Ladosha at Blogspot. That's ladosha.blogspot.com. I'll put that in the bottom. Thank you so much. Don't forget, buy your t-shirts. I don't want to mess up his name because I don't want to say. They want to see the whole hoodie. Hold on. You ain't got to ask me twice. So hold on. Let me step back. There's the whole hoodie. It says Africa is in my DNA. All right, check that out. So here you go right here. So that's the whole outfit. He put it up. Ujau Ma'at. I'm not gonna mess up the last name, but Wujau. I'm sorry, Wujau Ma'at. Okay, if you don't know what Ma'at is, I feel sorry for you, but it will help make your life a lot better. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to order your gear. It definitely makes me feel good. It makes me feel great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know what we say, we're always signing out. Peace, love, and wait, it's hot out here. Yes, more hair. Can I get your book here in North Carolina? Of course you can. You can buy the book at ladoshaw.com. I'm sorry, Wright Books. I done made up a website. You can buy the books at lwright.com, or you can call us here at the Reverence Design Team, 216-321-1101, and you can order your book through the salon, and we will send that baby out to you ASAP. It's also on Amazon. It's also on Barnes and Nobles. So I'm working my hand now, okay? Y'all support me. Y'all support Wujawu, Ma'at. Get y'all gear. Get y'all good read on. It's cold outside. Drop some knowledge in your head. All right, guys. Peace out. Bye.